Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is on SNS or dip powder nails with a tip added on. So first we'll start off with what you need. You do need a set of tips. I got these from my local drugstore. Some nail files and buffing blocks, as well as nail clippers, acetone, and cotton balls. And you'll also need the SNS or dip powder nail system of your choice. I'm going to be using the SNS system with a natural pink color for the powder. So first what I started off with was removing my nail polish. I had on just a regular nail polish, so I'm removing that with the acetone. And even if you don't have anything on your nails, it's best just to take some acetone and swipe your nails so that they're clean and ready for dip powder. Okay, so next I'm just going to very lightly file my natural nail, and then I'm going to size the tips that I'm going to use for each finger. So I do this beforehand just so that I don't have to dig through each nail size once I'm ready to glue them on, and this just makes it go a little bit quicker. So next you're going to glue each of the tips onto your nail and make sure that it fits properly. I hold it on for a couple of seconds until the glue gets a little bit tacky, and then you should be all set and the tip should stick to your nail. And once that's done, you'll have all of the tips on, and they're pretty long and crazy. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut them to the desired length that you want. I didn't want mine too long, so I just cut them fairly short, and then you're going to make sure that each nail is the same length that you'd like. Okay, so once I did that, I went ahead and took the same nail clipper and clipped the corners of the nails. Now for the shape that I'm trying to achieve here is a coffin nail, so I'm cutting the corners. If you don't want to do a coffin nail shape, you can either leave the nails as is, or you can still cut them this way and then do like a rounder shape for like an almond nail, almond shaped, or just like a long rounded nail. So do that according to your preference. And then once you finish that, I just went ahead and started filing to achieve the coffin nail shape and make sure that it's more defined. And also keep filing so that there's no rough edges on your nails. And then make sure that you also pull any skin and kind of push it away from the nail if it got glued when you were applying your tips, because you don't want to cut or file that skin because it will hurt. Make sure that you take your time while filing. That's going to take the longest, and you want to make sure that the nail is the perfect shape that you want, because it'll be easier once you apply the dip powder. Alright, so that's the shape that I want. So that hand is complete. And then next what I'm going to do is using the grittier side of the buffing block, I'm just going to buff down the tip of the nail with my natural nail so that it blends in more. And now it's time for the SNS system. So the first thing that I'm applying here is the bond, and this is what you mostly apply just to your natural nail. You don't have to worry about applying that to the tip of the nail. I went ahead and started applying the base coat, which is the gel base for the powder. Now for this first time you're going to apply it, you're only going to apply it to the line where the tip of the nail meets your natural nail. So as you can see, I just did a thin line, and that is going to blend your nail and the tip together. And you just go ahead and dip that into the color, into the powder, and shake off or tap off any excess. And then I went ahead and applied the dry sealer, and that'll just ensure that everything that you just dipped onto your nail is going to dry. Okay, so now I'm taking a full coat of the gel base over the entire nail. Make sure not to get it near your cuticles or the edges of the nail or skin. And I just fully dip that into the powder and dust off the excess. And make sure when you're applying this coat that you're applying it evenly. I wouldn't apply it too thick, because then it's going to be harder for you to file the nails down. Once the step is complete, go ahead and apply another layer of the seal, which will help the nails dry, and then go ahead and complete the other hand. And then make sure you apply the dry sealer again. Each time you apply the base coat, make sure to apply a layer of the seal on top after you dip your nails into the powder. So for these nails, I did do 2 coats of the pink color, and those are 2 coats on top of the thin line I did in the beginning. If you do not want the color to be as opaque, you can do a more translucent color by just adding 1 dip. I did 2 because I prefer how it looks that way. And then just using an old makeup brush, I dusted off the excess dip powder. So now it's time to start filing. Now this will take a little bit of a long time if you want it to look perfect. I'm not using a hand drill just because I think I have more control using a hand file. So go ahead and file the top of the nail and make sure that it's as smooth as possible and that there's no bumps. And then you can also file the edges of it. And take your time doing this. Again, this really will determine how perfect the nails look when you're done. Using the coarsest side, go ahead and apply that to the top of the nail. And then once this step is complete, I'll take the edge of the buffing block that is more for like buffing and is the least gritty, and I'll go ahead and buff my nails with that. That'll make sure that the nails are really smooth, and that when you apply your top coat, there won't be any like bumpy lines or like scratchy texture on top of the nail. So now I'm just applying the top coat. I usually apply 2 layers of the top coat, but I make sure to let the first layer dry. This will give the nails that beautiful shine, and this will make the dip powder last really long. So these usually last me about 2 to 3 weeks. I can't really deal with the line once it starts growing out, so I usually do them after 2 weeks or even a week and a half because my nails grow pretty fast. And this is the finished product. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please just subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.